Let's listen in.
Say, leave it up to the lawyers. I have watched so many lawyers on so many different networks. I have read so much about the emails. Folks, honestly, she's guilty as hell. She's guilty as hell. And the fact that they even, and this is true, the fact that they even allow her to participate in this race is a disgrace to the United States. It's a disgrace to our nation. It's a disgrace. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I've always had great confidence in the FBI. I must tell you, I have great respect. I know some FBI folks. I've always had great confidence in them. I can't believe that they would let this go. When you look at General Petraeus, he got the equivalent of 2 years. He did nothing compared to her. You look at some of these other people, their lives have been destroyed. What she did is 20 times worse, what she did. And now her guys are taking the Fifth Amendment. The whole thing, it's a mess. And she keeps running like there's nothing, no problem. I'm telling you, there's a great system we have. We have a great country. We're going to make it a lot greater, by the way. But we love our country. Look, we love our country. And I don't believe our country can let her get away with this crime. I don't believe it. So we'll see. And you know what? If they do let her get away with it, it will be a big topic of conversation on the campaign trail. I can tell you that, folks. And then if I win, it's called a 5-year statute of limitations if I win. Now, everything's going to be fair, but I'm sure the Attorney General will take a very good look at it from a fair standpoint, okay? I'm sure. I think it's disgraceful. So we have a very important race. We're doing amazingly well. Some of the pundits are saying the most phenomenal thing they've ever seen in government. Newt Gingrich said the other night, there's never been anything like this, and he's a historian, a great historian. There's never been anything like this in the history of our country. We go like this crowd. We have great crowds, right? We always have great crowds. I mean, look at this place. Amazing. This is amazing. Hey, cameras, why don't you take a look at this, please, if you would. They don't turn. They don't turn. The other night, Crazy Bernie, he's a crazy guy, but he's doing okay. He is nuts. He is a total nut job. But you know what? He's doing okay. And by the way, he does get the second biggest audience, is nothing like us, not even close. And everybody knows it. But here's the difference. So the other night, they said, ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump, here's Donald Trump. I had like a tremendous, I don't know, close to 20,000 people. And this happens all the time. Ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump is speaking now, and he's just finishing up, and blah, blah, blah. Then when everyone leaves, they usually have somebody standing there. The place is empty. It looks like a garbage dump, all this, everything gone. And they'll say, Donald Trump just spoke, and blah, 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 and then let's fall asleep. Okay. Then they have Bernie Sanders. He had 3,000 people. Bernie Sanders had a tremendous crowd tonight of 3,000 people. Unbelievable crowd. And I'd have 20, and they don't mention it. Just like when I said to the cameras, turn around and show these people, even during this big game in this territory. It's amazing to me. I mean, it's incredible. And I honestly, even coming here, I said to my people, are you crazy to be having it at that location? It's a great honor. But look, we have to vote. We have to do a mandate. We have to win. And one of the biggest reasons we have to do this for United States Supreme Court justices. I put a very, very big list of great justices. Oh, that's okay. Will you behave? Where is he? Where is he? Where? That's all right. That's all right. Leave her. Let her stay. That's all right. She's got a little Bernie sign up. You know, it was given to her. Did Bernie give it to you himself? It's all right. It's sad, actually. No, that's okay. Let her stay. There's no problem. I don't mind. I don't mind. You know, they send him in with the little Bernie sign made in China. You know, it's a little Bernie sign. It's a pretty sad thing. I mean, unfortunately, I was talking about the system. So the Republican system was rigged, but we won by knockouts. The Bernie system is totally rigged. They have superdelegates. Darling, there's no way he can win, but keep your sign hanging high, okay? There's no way. Which is a shame. Now, Bernie and I do agree on one thing. We agree that the United States is getting ripped off like crazy on trade. So on that, I agree. That's why I think a lot of the people are going to come to me when this is all over. The Bernie people are going to be voting for Trump because that's such a big thing. Our wealth is being drained out of us. It's being just taken like we're a bunch of dopes, like we're a bunch of dopes. This year, we have a trade deficit with China of $505 billion. We have a massive trade deficit with Vietnam, with Japan, with Mexico. You could name any country, virtually any country we deal with, we have a trade deficit. It used to be the other way around when we were smart and strong. But we haven't been smart and strong for many, many decades, and we're going to change that around, folks. We're going to change it around. We're going to change it around. Now, we have to change it around. We can't keep going like this. We can't. It's not like we have a choice. Oh, gee, let's go like this for another 25 years. If we're going to save our Social Security, and I'm the only one that's going to save it, believe me, without cuts. If we're going to save our Medicare, if we're going to save all of these things that we have to save, we have to bring our jobs back, and we have to make sure that nobody's taking our jobs anymore, folks. And we're going to do that. We're going to do it. So remember a couple of things. Hillary Clinton wants to abolish the Second Amendment. She wants to abolish it. Abolish it. The NRA, National Rifle Association, last week endorsed Donald Trump. I believe it's the earliest endorsement they've ever given to a presidential candidate. And I give that credit to my sons. They've been members for a long time. So have I. But my sons are fantastic. And they really, and by the way, I have to say this. Wayne and Chris and all of the people that I've met at the NRA, these are great people. They're great Americans. They love the people of this country. They want the people of this country to be safe. These are great people. So I want to thank them for the endorsement. National Rifle Association. Okay, so let me go back for a second. So I said that Carrier, Nabisco, Ford, all these, they're all leaving. Here's what happens. Let's say that a company like Carrier announces they're going to leave. I'm going to say very simply, and it's going to be very, very strong and very, very simple. Folks, if you leave, here's the consequence. You're going to be taxed at the rate of 35% for every single air conditioning unit that you bring back into our country. Okay? Okay? Very simple. Now, I've been watching politicians in Washington for 7 years trying to figure out how to stop companies from leaving. They're all leaving. You know, I shouldn't do it because I'll ruin your night, but I have stats on San Jose. Not good. Not good. You're losing your manufacturing. 1 in 3 manufacturing jobs lost. Hillary ran up a $1 trillion trade deficit with China while she was Secretary of State. So many different things. Since Clinton, Bill Clinton signed NAFTA, probably the worst economic deal we've ever made in this country. Since then, California has lost 1 in 4 of its manufacturing jobs. I mean, I could go on, except it's statistics, folks. done by my statistician. He thinks it's the most exciting job in the world. I don't want to depress you, okay? But it's just terrible. NAFTA was signed by Bill Clinton. It's probably the worst economic deal made by our country maybe ever. You look at New England, you look at upstate New York, you look at way out on the island in New York. The places have been wiped out. Pennsylvania, I love Pennsylvania. We're going to win Pennsylvania, by the way. We won all of these. You know, in the primaries, they said, well, we'll stop him right after New York. So we had Pennsylvania landslide. We had Maryland landslide. We had Connecticut landslide. We had Rhode Island and Delaware landslide. Then they came to Indiana. That was going to be the firewall. Remember Indiana? Bobby Knight. 900 wins. And Bobby said, I want to endorse you, man. I want to endorse you. You're the guy that can turn this country around. And Bobby Knight walked into an arena. We had 20,000 people, and they gave him a hand for 5 minutes. I said, you know, this is one of the few endorsements I think is going to work out very nicely. And I won the state of Indiana in a landslide. In a landslide. And I think, and I'm not even talking about landslide, but I think we can win the state of California and win it pretty substantially. Now, I've been told by all these geniuses, you know, all these brilliant guys, they all say, you can't win the state of California. I think we can. Look at the crowd. I mean, look at this crowd during the Warriors game. Look at this. This is crazy. During the big basketball game. In fact, I'm thinking about leaving and watching.
We'll continue to monitor Donald Trump's rally and bring you any news that happens tonight. And coming up, Hillary Clinton, she went after Donald Trump today in what was supposed to be a foreign policy speech. Our panel is going to weigh in and